Prologue. Sandstone Scroll, Number 2, Section 1. Barely a man of 23, it has been my duty since childhood to be trained in the ways of the scribe. I was taken in by the court priests at an age that I cannot recall. The capital, Barth, is in the southwestern corner of the known world. It is a beautiful, lush city against the sea. The empire is absolute, the pinnacle of mankind itself. Sometimes I wonder what was before, but when I ask the scribes or priest, they stay silent. So be it. As a god walking amongst men, Emperor Barth graces us with his presence. The soldiers speak of his conquests against simpletons outside the empire. Civilizations of mud huts fall before his imperial might. Soldiers bring back tales of three-legged beasts with tusks so large they could skewer a man, and in the sea a one-eyed beast with 13 arms that crushes ships without provocation. There are those, bolder than most, who claim these creatures of the sea are the gods of the world and empower Barth to rule in their stead upon the land. Until recently, the empire has been consistently expanding. The surplus of imperial troops never seems to diminish. 1,000 men fall, and 1,000 more are recruited. Within the last year and a half, the emperor's wife has taken ill. She has not been seen publicly for nearly 9 months, and Barth no longer attends public functions. His 3 sons rule in his stead on all matters social. Often now my master is called to the emperor's private residence at odd times of the night. When I ask him what ails the empress, he tells me to be silent on the pain of death. In angst, I acquiesce. Why, I know not, for how am I to properly record the histories kept in such ambiguity? Sandstone Scroll Number 2, Section 36. 20 years have passed since the empire's last expansion. Why conquest has been halted this long I cannot say. Emperor Barth has not been seen publicly for well over a decade. The capital has become a cesspit of greed and debauchery under his son's unchecked impulses. As a scribe, I have had privileged, albeit limited, access to the palace residence. The man that I have seen has been brutal and angry about the world which he built. Barth often ponders, speaking out loud, but grows sullen if responded to. The princes bicker amongst themselves about riches, women, and territory as if their father is already dead. Emperor Barth is in very good health, and showing no sign of aging. A god, truly. The emperor appears to be a man younger than myself, although my master claims Barth is in his 70s. Is this magic born of good virtue? It has been 2 weeks since my last inscription. My master has been executed on the orders of the emperor. I have been called to take his place, and in doing so, I have learned everything that I have wondered for the last 20-some years of my life. The emperor is not sane. His wife having been dead these 20-some years, he has called upon the priests and physicians to bring back the soul of his departed. I have gathered with 2 other master scribes to record these next events, as we have been chosen to accompany the emperor. Barth is not a god, not in the sense that men worship him. He pays no attention to the empire. On the eve of the morrow, the master scribes and I will travel to the Sandstone Temple. We shall meet with the physicians and record formulas before proceeding to the resting place of the Empress in the Valley of the Snakes. Here the Emperor will reunite with his wife in spirit and body. If such a thing is truly to be accomplished, it frightens my soul. No mortal should have power so raw, so beautiful, so devastating. Eich mar vatu, eich mar velen.